What's up, guys? My name is Kevin. Welcome to the first episode of Project Heart for God, H4G for short. On this channel, we discuss a lot of things faith-based, from just how we go about in this walk with Christ, just different things and questions that come up. I've got several questions. I know you've got a lot as well. I hope throughout this entire experience, I'm able to learn something from you and that you're able to learn from me as well. So essentially, the first thing I want to discuss is just having a heart for God. As I was going through the Word back in 2017, going from Genesis to Kings, that was something that the good Lord continued to just scream and just pound onto my mind. I kept seeing all these verses that were talking about having a heart for God, loving God wholly, loving God with your whole heart. There wasn't one instance that I found so far where it tells us to love God half-heartedly. So then it got me thinking, why does God continue to just continue to push us and demand, rather, that we love Him wholeheartedly? And that got me thinking about the nature of the heart. And that is where I found that answer, is that the heart must always be full. In that the heart will always be filled with love for God or love for something else. And then when we don't love God with our whole hearts, our hearts are the things that we love is competing with the love that we have for God. Yes, we may love God, but do we love Him completely? Like, God, we love you, but there's some things that we just like a little bit more. Or there's some things that we want to put right next to you. Beloved, it's difficult for us to be able to continue in our walk with God, loving God half-heartedly. So, just to illustrate for you guys, I've got my poster board here, and bear with me, I did not go to art school, I do not have an arts degree, but I'm going to try the best that I can here. So I'm going to draw a heart. Now assume that this is the human heart, alright? And this is the heart that the good Lord has given us. And within this heart, God is asking for all of this. So let me just illustrate what it looks like when some of this heart is for God and when some of it is not. So assuming with blue I've got for God on this entire side right here. So all of this, a lot of us at times in our lives, we go through our lives where we've got this side right here for God. But then, all the other things, the heart must always be full. So since the heart must always be full, as we said earlier, the rest of the heart isn't just empty. It's been packed with all the other things that we like, all the other things that we want, things like our will. Mark 3:25 tells us that a house divided against itself cannot stand. So if a house divided against itself cannot stand, how much more will a heart that is divided against itself? Eventually, one of these sides will take over. Whether it's the part of you that loves God or is the part of you that loves other things. Which one wins? That we end up deciding. But eventually, ultimately, if we continue to draw away from God, then all these parts here will eventually infect the rest of the heart. This is why at times we're on fire for God, but only for a short moment, because we can't sustain loving God half-heartedly. That's why God continues to instruct us within His Word, love me wholly, love all of me with your whole heart. So I want to encourage you guys this entire year, and just throughout your spiritual walk, throughout your walk with God, to just love Him wholly. Because when we can do that, we can make sure that all of this turns blue, and that all of this is for God, and that all of this right here, we continue seeking Him. I've never met anyone who has fallen away from God when that person was fully pursuing God with their whole hearts. But it is so difficult to pursue God with your entire heart. This is something that all throughout my life I've struggled with, because there were a lot of things that I liked that God didn't necessarily like, if we can be real with one another. But as I continue on my walk, I ask that you pray for me, and I'll pray for you as well, that may we continue to live our lives for God. May we continue to pursue Him wholeheartedly and continue seeking after His kingdom. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found it to be a blessing, please go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Like I said in the beginning, this is the first of many Heart for God episodes. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. As always, I'll be praying for you. I hope you pray for me as well as we go about our spiritual journey and our walk with the Lord. As always, may you and I strive tirelessly to be a blessing, to truly be a blessing to the body of Christ.